Hey guys, it's Craig at CRC. So what I'm going to try to do is I had a request to try to figure out some sort of body option for the Nero. So I dug this piece out of the dungeon and I found a body that I think might work. We're going to have to do quite a bit of trimming, I think. We might have to take part of the tailgate out. But, you know, we'll give it a custom chopped look if we have to. What this is a 79 Ford Super Cab. Let's see. Yeah, 79 Ford Super Cab. It's made for the Savage XL. It's an HPI body. But, like I said, the right amount of work, I think we can make this bad boy fit. I am afraid the tailgate might have to go, but if you saw my other Outcast body videos, I've already had to do that with the 1980 Chevy body. So, hopefully you guys can see this. Part number, if you need it or want it. And inside, tons of stickers. Bumpers, windows, tailgate, there's a trim on the side, grill, all sorts of good stuff. And get some flames, emblems, pretty good stickers really. I like this kit. So it is an HPI body. Here's a little thing, what they did it up as. I am actually going to go with a dark brown. My dad actually had one of these brand new back in the day when I was a kid. It wasn't a super cab, it was a regular cab, but it had that dark brown metal flake paint on it. So I'm going to try to model this one after that truck. So anyway, there it is. It's a little long for the Nero. One thing I noticed right off the bat, the body posts are possibly going to need to be taller. I think these guys are a little too tight to the body to work. The front might be okay, but the rear, they're going to have to be raised. So anyway, I'll start doing some trimming on this body and we'll come back. Alright guys, I want to give you a little tip here when you're working with these bodies. A lot of guys will take their curved scissors and go up around the wheel wells and around this trim line here on the body. But one thing you can do is take your X-Acto knife and you can score it. If I can do this one-handed. Bam. Alright, right there. So, you score your body. This is obviously much easier when you got two hands, but once it's scored, you can just bend it. Alright, of course, it's not going to cooperate, but you score it, and then you bend it, and it will snap. And it'll snap clean, as long as you have it scored well enough. So, that's one way you can do it, or you can stick with your scissors, whatever you want to do. Okay guys, so this is what I'm talking about. You can see right here on this excess plastic bit on the body, I've scored it right here. And then all you have to do is bend it and it should snap clean. Like that. See? And it will just come off that way. So, you can use your scissors, or you can go all the way around the body and score it and bend it, and it will come off. Okay, so I quickly trimmed off some of the excess around the outside so we can kind of get an idea of how this thing's going to sit on here. Right where I've got it is pretty much as far forward as it can go. obviously going to have to trim up some of this front bumper for the body posts to work. And like I was worried, I think we're going to have to cut about 1.5 inches off the ass end. Maybe what I could do, if I can cut a clean enough and straight enough line back here, I can take a piece out, shorten this up, put the tailgate back on, tape it, glue it, and possibly it could work. But so far, seems like it's gonna fit. Even if I do have to cut the back end off, one way or another, this thing's gonna fit. Hell yes, we have struck gold. This body fits perfect. Like I said, I had to do a little trimming up here. I had to cut out the front bumper, and I put these little notches in for the Nero bumper. In the back though, I was actually able to save the rear bumper, and the sides fit fine. I have to clean this edge up a little bit, but the body fits. I am surprised, but we'll get more into that later. I'll show you guys more of what I did. I kind of had to squeeze the body in. So yeah, I'll show you. Alright guys, so what I did, I got the edges as close as I could with the scissors, and then what I like to do is I take my Dremel with the sanding disc and just go around the edges and smooth everything up, kind of make them as clean as you can. So the body should be ready for paint, but quick tip, before you paint, to help the paint stick, take a you can take a Brillo pad. You can even take those little green and yellow dish sponges, use the rough side, and just lightly go over the inside of your body, and it'll really help the paint stick. And you don't have to worry about scuffing it, because the shine actually comes from this side. So this is just to help the paint stick. So once you do that, another quick tip. But you want to test this, you can take brake cleaner. You can either do dishy soap water to clean out the inside before you paint, or I've found that you can take certain brake cleaners. Take an excess piece of plastic and test it, because some brake cleaners might be too harsh and they'll eat the plastic. So make sure you test it before you actually do this. This right here is Misty's. This is a contact and circuit board cleaner, and I've tested this. I know it doesn't eat the plastic, so what I'm going to do after I'm done scuffing, spray a little in the body, wipe it all out, get rid of all the fingerprints, and then we'll be ready for paint. So let me do that real quick and we'll come back. Alright guys, it's time for paint. So I quickly threw in the window sticker guard things. Anybody has a bright idea on how to get these on easy, let me know. I did just think of something. Since the outside of the truck has that protective film, I think next time what I'm going to do is trace around the actual window shape, so it makes it easier to see when you're putting your stickers on, and that might help. But anyway, it's time for paint. So I'm gonna do the first light coat. Alright guys, it's the first coat. I'll come back when we're done. Alright, so this damn paint job is turning out to be another learning experience for me. So this is a candy paint, and what I didn't know is a candy paint you're supposed to spray on kind of thin and then have a backer for it, and that is what lets you see the color. I thought you could just spray it on like normal paint and eventually it wouldn't be transparent and it would look good, but that's not the case. So this truck might turn out a little darker than I wanted. So once I figured that out, I got this here. It's a mirror chrome backing paint, and apparently what this is supposed to do, you paint it on behind your candy and it's supposed to reflect and make your paint stick out. So hopefully I didn't go too heavy with this candy. I'm gonna pause real quick and go spray on some of this chrome backer, and then I'll come back and see what it looks like. Bam! Look at that. Man, that stuff really is a mirror chrome. You can almost see yourself. So, here's the situation. Like I said, once again, my heavy-handed painting tendencies have kind of screwed me over. Like I said, with this pearl, what you're supposed to do, or this candy, rather, sorry, you're supposed to spray it on really light, and then you put this mirror backing paint stuff to it. So, I sprayed the candy on a little heavy. It's a darker brown than I like it. Well, than I wanted it. But I think it'll look okay. Once we get it out in the actual sunlight and take this protective film off it, it'll probably look pretty good. So I've done a couple light coats of this mirror chrome stuff, but you can still see through it. Sorta. There we go. You can still see through it. So what I'm gonna do, a couple more coats of this stuff to give it that reflectiveness, and then I'm gonna back it with white, so hopefully that will stop the transparency. So let me work on it a little more and I'll come back. Okay, so I finished the mirror chrome stuff, and I also backed it with a coat of white to kind of try to brighten it up. And I peeled the window stickers out, so what I'm gonna do next is take this Duratrax window tint, and I'm just gonna lightly spray the windows and tint them, and then I'm gonna peel off the plastic cover and move on to stickers. Alright, I took off the plastic film, protective film, and I'm actually liking this. A little darker than I was shooting for, like I said, but hell, it looks pretty sweet, I think. And once this thing's out in the direct sun, it's gonna be cool. So anyway, there it is. I'm gonna work on stickers. Holy shit, this thing has a lot of stickers. Damn. I screwed up in plenty of places, but I did my best to cover it up. And I think it turned out okay. This is the Savage XL body for HPI. It's actually made for a nitro truck, but it does fit the Nero. So I figure any body that's made for the Savage XL will fit the Nero. So I did have to trim the front bumper on this a little bit. So what I did is I squeezed this body as far forward as I could, and then I marked the holes and drilled them. Like I said earlier, I did have to trim the bumper a little bit, kind of notch it out for the body. But but it fits, and I didn't have to cut the tailgate off this time. So still there. Sweet. Paint turned out good. A little darker than I was shooting for, but I actually like it. I think it's going to look awesome in the direct sun. There's one of my screw ups there. Oh no. So if you're anything like me and you struggle with the stickers, this one will be a challenge. I got some bubbles here underneath these window stickers, and hopefully they'll go away. Otherwise it looks like some buckshot. But anyway, there it is, guys. I actually really like it. I think it looks sweet as hell. Total change up from that Nero body. Looks like a good old Ford. Oh, one thing. So this is the Nero Big Rock roll hoop, and I'll show you real. So this is the regular Nero's roll hoop, I guess you could say. This one goes in the same exact spot that one's in, and it sits about that height, I guess you could say. So I'm thinking for this type of body, that will help with rollovers. That way you're not going to get that, you know, that cab crush. So when I get a minute, I'm going to throw this Big Rock roll hoop on there. So anyway, there it is. Like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.